Hello guys and welcome to the Wednesday trade recap and forecast. So let's get into the markets. It is January, it is start of the first month of 2024. Usually in my live trading experience and in my backtesting experience, January has been one of the best months. So it brings the most percentages, it brings the best trends, and usually those trends do trend for a long time. So in January, I'm really alert. I'm definitely closely watching the charts, and of course, I'm sticking to my trading plan. But I do know that in Q1, I really need to be very alert and very careful with not missing out on setups and not checking the charts and not being prepared. So I need to be prepared, do a forecast every single day, anticipate exactly what is going to happen in the markets, and then exploit the trends that are actually forming. With that said, let's get into the euro and the US dollar. This pair is flat. Okay, most of the dollar pairs are flat, most of them are range bound. They look like this. Okay, so most of them look like this. What I'm looking for is a simple push up or a simple push to the downside. That is what I'm looking for on the euro and the US dollar. I just want to see price breakout of this current range. Now, yes, the dollar pairs are currently range bound, but the Japanese pairs are definitely moving and definitely presenting us opportunities. So it doesn't really matter that the dollar pairs are a bit slower and a bit range bound, because the Japanese pairs are definitely showing us some nice trends right now, which we will take a look at later. So we had this news candle. This was, I believe, NFP, and after NFP, after a huge wick down and a huge wick up, what did I say? It's gonna range for a long time. That is exactly what we are seeing right now. So we're seeing a wider, flatter range, and of course I'm being careful in these liquidity areas below and above as well, because these areas are full of stops from the traders selling the top of the range and potentially buying the bottom of this range. So that is the euro and US dollar forecast. Then we come to the euro and the Japanese yen. Last Wednesday, let's identify the last Wednesday. It was around here. And yes, we did have this push up. So was I looking to buy anywhere in this price? Yes, I was. I did have an order on right here. I did have a buy limit at this point. Okay. I was definitely seeing a high probability break and retest scenario, but I did not get tagged in. And then price just kind of moved away too far for me to enter a trade. It would need to tag me in with a large shift in momentum. So I wanted to see a slower pullback, okay? Unfortunately, we did not get a slower pullback, but we kind of got a wick, and then we started trickling down, but we never really hit this level. I was watching it at this point to see if it will hit the level, if it will go down a bit more in this slow fashion, but it did not. I did not have an order on at this point either, and then it just broke the high like this. So no opportunity here. Actually, there was an opportunity, but we were not taken in on this break and retest. Then we ascended, and then we kind of descended. So in the end, this turned out to be a descending channel, not the cleanest. So not the cleanest descending channel. We did have breaks of structures. A break of structure means breaking the low and the high. When you want to see a clean channel, you want to see only the lows or only the highs being broken. Here you have a low, low break, high break, high break, low break, and then a low break as well. Here, my order was not on for a reversal entry, because the descending was not that well defined and it was kind of corrective. It was sort of all over the place, and the break was not that strong either. Maybe if the push was this big, I would consider taking a flag here or something like that, but this push was not strong enough by itself. And then let me check if I had any orders on anywhere here. No, I did not. I was looking to see, I was contemplating putting a buy limit at this point. But for me personally, I did not like this momentum. Okay, it was breaking, wick, break, bearish candle, large wick, and then a break and a clean close, but definitely slowing down. So I saw momentum slowing down a little bit here, which doesn't really fit my plans. So I wanted to be a bit more patient again. And then price did push up with another strong candle, which we can see right here. Okay, another strong candle going up, but for me personally, at that point, it would be a little bit too far away from the entry. So the entry would be a break and retest here. Maybe if it was a slower entry like this, okay, I would have possibly considered it. Let me check the distance in pips. Okay, 26 pips. Yeah, a bit too far for me personally. And also pair price action was not that good. If pair price action was perfect, I would have risked the 1% on this large, let's say, gap to the entry level. But because pair price action had this slowdown, this breaking with wicks, it was not the best, so I did not want to risk it at that point, and now we just exploded up. So now the price just exploded to the upside. We have gotten a really large, a really strong push on all of the Japanese pairs, so I'm 100% looking either for a flag right here or a nice break and retest entry scenario. So EG is looking really good, and I'm 100% looking for an entry right now. I'm seeing some very strong momentum. This pair is definitely on the watch list, so I can put this flag here on the watch list, so I know to look for entries on EJ. And yeah, I think we can move on to the Aussie and the US dollar. That's about it. So I did have some orders on, as I said, in this price action, but nothing was really except this one. This one was extremely high probability, but the rest of the possible entries that formed were not looking that good. They were like maybe an 8 out of 10. What I want to focus on is the 9 out of 10 and the 10 out of 10 entries. I want to focus on the best of the best. AU, same as EU. Okay, so it has been ranging from Friday, from the NFP, and it's just flat. Exactly what I forecasted. Huge wick down, huge wick up, and then you get a flat range. I expect more range-bound price action, and I'm very simply looking for a large impulse up or a large impulse down, so I'm leaving the dollar pairs alone. Okay, the dollar pairs are currently not looking like they want to produce any sort of a setup for trend traders. If you are a range-bound trader, this may be a dream come true, buying the lows, selling the tops, and your stop is above here or below here. And that is exactly why I said there are liquidity areas, because people on the lower time frames are definitely trading this range-bound price action, buying the selling the tops and buying the bottoms. Okay, Aussie and the Japanese yen, so very interesting price action. I did take a trade on the Aussie and the Japanese yen, so let's run through the trade. It was right here. Last recap was around Wednesday. What was I seeing? Well, basically, I was seeing not that good price action here. Okay, not the best, but then strong momentum definitely kicked in this move right here. So this was a simple break and retest. Pair price action was not the best, I have to say. This was looking corrective, flat, range bound, but this part by itself was looking high probability, especially when we pulled back, got no real shift in momentum, and then continued up with strong momentum and a clean close. Look at the size of this push. Very, very strong. Nice push. And at this point, my order was not on, but after this first pullback candle, I did put my buy limit on the top of this inside bar, 1 pip above with a 13 pip stop loss. And basically this candle then tagged me in. I have to say I did contemplate whether to take this trade or not. I was on the fence about it, but I went through the checklist, I gave it a grade, and I did decide to take it in the end because it does fit my plan. My concern was the overall range bound price action. We had this large impulse up, and then we were just ranging around inside of this large impulse. But again, I'm only looking, according to my trading plan, I'm only looking at the last 3 to 5 days of price action, and that is this area right here. So I have to follow the plan, I have to stick to the rules. My trading plan told me take this trade, so in the end I did thankfully follow the plan, and I did take this trade. What happened next? Well, it was really interesting. Price almost took me out. It was very, very close. Broke the high. We're running some nice profit. Broke the high again, okay? So at this point, the trade was running some really, really nice profit, but then NFP came, okay? It was NFP Friday, and basically the current price level at this point, so at around like 10 or 11, let's click the next one. So just before NFP, NFP is around 1 p.m. London time, okay? 1:30 p.m. London time, I believe, is NFP. Current price was very close to my stop loss, which was 2 pips below this most recent low. See this line? That is the most recent low line. That is where I moved my stop loss as the price kept breaking the highs. It was like 10 pips, okay, from the current price to my stop loss level. Maybe 12 pips, and that is very, very small. What happens on NFP, spreads widen and there is erratic price action. So price very often tends to shoot down and then shoot up and then do this all in one candle. So all in a matter of couple of minutes. So there are two risks. First, the risk of spreads, the bid and the ask spread widening, especially on the Japanese pairs, widening to 15 pips, 20 pips, maybe even 30 pips in some extreme scenarios. And then the second risk is, of course, for the erratic movement in that one candle. Because of that, if the current price is very close to my stop loss right before NFP, like maybe 10 pips, 20 pips, maybe even 30 pips away from my stop loss, I will prematurely close the trade, which I did here, and I did close it for around 0.4% profit. That is one of the rules I have, because if I leave it on, I risk the spreads taking me out for more than I actually risked on the trade. If I risked 1% on the trade and I leave the trade running through NFP, I then risk getting stopped out for much more, because the spreads widen and my stop loss may get executed at around, let's say, this level, and then I lose minus 2% on the account. So that is one of the rules I have, and it's all about controlling your risk. Risk management is the most important thing. It is the number one thing that traders should be careful of, is their risk on every single trade. So that was a small win. If I did hold it, spreads would most likely take me out for more than I risked, and this would be like a minus 1% loss or something like that. So this time the rule did work out in my favor, and again, there may be times where the price just shoots up on NFP, but most of the time it's gonna create a candle like this, which basically shoots down, shoots up, and then goes back down. You never know. Very, very erratic movement during NFP. Then what happened? Descending channel right here. So descending channel structure, reversal from a descending, push up, pull back, no shift, push, pull back, push. So I do currently have an order on, but did I have an order on anywhere here? Let's run through this price action. So at this point, I did expect price to continue up, but the break was not enough. Okay, this break was not strong enough for me to get in. There was an advanced flag or a 3-bar flag or a flag plus, however you want to call it. So we have an inside bar, outside bar, and the bullish candle is the entry candle. But because of the large wick, I was willing to be a bit more patient on this setup. Again, this break, not strong enough. We pull back a little bit, no shift in momentum, and then we do break again. At this point, price is kind of ascending for me personally. So it is trending, but it's a bit ascending in this area. So at this point, my order was still not on. I wanted to see a bit more momentum going up. Then we pulled back again, got no shift in momentum, and then we broke up with more bullish pressure. And at this point, I do see a push up, bit of an ascending, but then a strong push again, no shift, and another strong push. And at this current point, I do have a buy limit right here. So my buy limit order is on 13 pip stop loss, 1 pip above this inside bar. Currently, I'm not tagged into this trade, so let's see what happens with this trade. My order is on, and I'm looking to see if I get taken in to maybe get in on another position further up, or if this does not tag me in and continues pushing up, well then I'll look for a flag, or I will look for a break and retest further to the upside. So that's it for AJ. Pound US dollar flat, as EU and AU, all of the dollar pairs are flat. Looking for a large push up or a large push down. Very simple. And NJ, on NJ, actually, we did get this very clean ascending structure. 1, 2, 3, 4 consecutive breaks of the high, very, very clean. But we did not get any entry to sell, unfortunately. And then we got this descending, same as AJ. So it is a descending channel, but it's not very clean. The only potential entry that I was considering, that I was looking at, was this one right here. It was interesting to me, but we got this large wick and we got a bit of selling pressure, so something was off. Also price action, yeah, it was descending, but it was not really a clean descending, so I did decide not to take this trade. I did decide not to put an order on right here. Let's see, would I still be in if I put my order on? Yeah, so this would now be running in some profit, but again, my order was not on because of the wick right here. I expected the range and then a bit of selling pressure in this bearish candle. So currently this one is not on the watch list, but AJ is definitely on the watch list, so I have to put a flag there. Pound is not on the watch list. Currently, NG just broke the high retrace, so this pair may now be ascending. It's looking like it's creating an ascending structure, ascending channel. Let's see if that is the case. Then I'll look for a reversal in the opposite direction and look to sell on the downtrend. That is my plan for NJ, or if it does continue to push up with more momentum, I will look to buy on a flag or on a break and the retest. But again, it's starting to correctively break the highs, so we got this. For me personally, a little bit messy price action. Then we broke, left a large wick, retraced and broke again, and we have now retraced. So NJ is not currently on the watch list. My eyes are on EJ, I want to buy it, and my eyes are on AJ. I do have a buy limit order on right now as we speak. So that is it for the trade recap and the forecast. Hope you guys enjoyed. Again, January, you can see trends are starting. This is classic January price action, so make sure you're alert, make sure you're watching the charts, and I will see you guys in the next video.